Today we have a recipe for lobster chow mein, Cantonese style. Compared to a Chinese restaurant, we have double the amount of lobster, triple the amount of noodles. Before I serve my recipe, let's see how lobster chow mein is served by a local famous Chinese restaurant. Today we're going to check out the Golden Swan Chinese restaurant. They're famous for their lobster, so I'm going to have their lobster chow mein today. It's going to be delicious, and then we'll have the same dish. We'll make that at home. So this is the lobster chow mein. Lots of meat on the lobster. Ooh, look at the lobster meat on there. Ooh, look at that, look at that. Lots of flavor in the lobster. The nice sauce, this ginger green onion sauce, and get the nice crispy chow mein. So you got some nice noodles. You got some nice noodles underneath. So you have the stir-fried noodles underneath. So you see the chow mein served with the lobster. So the flavor of the lobster is infused in the noodle. So lots of meat on this lobster chow mein. Ooh, look at this lobster tail. Wow, look at the meat on this. Very good. So you see nice sized lobster, about 2 pounds. So we'll make a 2-pound lobster chow mein at home. It's got that nice sauce on it. So let's get started. This was for a special occasion, so I didn't get a chance to buy it on sale. So basically 2 of these lobsters. It's $77.25 for 2 lobsters. They're just under 2 pounds each. So it's going to be a really nice lobster. It's not too old. I'm not going to demonstrate it, but basically what you do is put your knife here and just drive it in there, and then you empty out all the toxins. And that way you have a nice tasting lobster. See how to do it. So I don't want to go into too much detail about this. Just do it, and then so I can put a little bit of salt in there. So you can see all this blue stuff came out. We cut off the tail right now. Okay. Separate the claws right at the joint here, like that. So next, you can just crack this. If you want to serve the claw whole like this, just crack it here. There you go. So you got meat on both sides. Got meat on both sides. But make sure any loose pieces, you take it out. There's basically just a shell here. So you see the shell? So some people leave the eggs, cook it, but we're not going to. So we're not going to, we're just going to clean it out. We're going to wash the lobster again. So you do it this way. Just follow the legs here. So you can just crack it like this. So you crack it, so you cook it, you get the flavor going into the... So these pieces here, we're going to keep it fairly large. It'll be about 3 pieces out of here. That's one. And then another piece here. Like that. So I'm going to wash these pieces again. We're going to
cut the tail lengthwise. Like that. So you're going to get maybe 3 pieces out of there. Three pieces out of there. So the tail has the most meat, so people will be looking for the tail when the lobster is served.
Now just briefly rinse your lobster pieces in cold water. Now we're ready for the next step.
Batter the lobster with an egg, and then just put some cornstarch. I didn't show it, but what happened is I just beat 2 eggs to put the lobster pieces in the egg first. So just spread it in the cornstarch. So cornstarch gives a crispy texture. So maybe 6 to 8 tablespoons of cornstarch will do it. So like I said, it only takes about 30 to 60 seconds to cook the lobster. So it's better you cut it into bigger pieces. There's more meat on each piece. So this is like 2 lobsters, quite a bit of meat here. Oh, look at that. That's a lobster, lobster. Look at this piece of lobster tail. Ooh. It's not ever good. Only takes 30 to 60 seconds to cook a piece of lobster. Got some boiling water going here. I'm going to cook the noodles. So we're using the Han's famous chow mein noodles. You can use any kind of noodles. These are fresh noodles. So we're going to make 2 bags. This is like 2 orders. Han's has been famous since 1972. We went to the original Han's when we were kids. So they do a lot of noodles now. You can buy from the supermarket. So usually these noodles, it says in the instruction, just put it into hot water. So I'm just going to boil the noodles for about a minute. So just for a minute. So then you can use other kind of noodles. You can use these as just boiled noodles, but I'm going to stir fry it a little bit. So I like it kind of al dente. So here we have the noodles. I'm just going to put in the strainer here. So I won't pour the noodles, I won't pour the water out because this is the first package. We've got another package to go in. Second bag of chow mein going in. So just going to cook these noodles for about a minute. Even less if you want it more al dente. So I got the wok going now, so it's preheated at medium to medium-high heat. I'm going to put 3 to 5 tablespoons of cooking oil. I use peanut oil here. So just strain all the noodles, put it in there. You can put onions in here when you fry the noodles too, if you like, or celery, but I'm just going to stir fry it with just oil. So you can cook this order ahead of time and then put it on a big tray, and you can just reheat it if you have like a party or a big celebration.
To make the sauce, preheat your wok at medium-high to high heat. Then put 3 to 5 tablespoons of cooking oil. I'm using peanut oil. Next we have the aromatics. I like to use large slices of ginger. You can put more or less. And then you can add other aromatics such as onions. So add some sliced onions. And then we'll give that a quick stir fry. Bring up the flavor for the sauce. I'm keeping the noodles warm in the tray, so just take that out just before serving. Now you're going to add 2 to 3 cups of liquid, so you can use chicken broth or just water. There's always more flavor with chicken broth. Then we'll add a teaspoon of salt. I like to use the natural sea salt. And then I'm going to put some regular soy sauce. So I put 3 to 5 tablespoons of light soy sauce, also known as regular soy sauce. Then you bring the sauce to a boil, so let it simmer. And then I'm going to add my favorite sauce, which is the Chinese oyster sauce. So for this size order, I'll put in 3 to 5 tablespoons of Chinese oyster sauce. And then I'm going to thicken the sauce using 2 to 3 tablespoons of cornstarch in half a cup of water. So mix in the cornstarch solution to the thickness that you like. And then just before serving, add some green onions for nice color and flavor. You can put the lobster pieces in the sauce to cook the individual pieces of lobster. But I don't want to overcook my lobster, so I just serve the sauce over top of the lobster chow mein. So there you have it, my epic version of lobster chow mein, Cantonese style. Enjoy. Now you can order the products and ingredients that I use in my cooking videos. Just click the link below in the description for the Chinese cooking accessory guide. You can order everything online, including the wok that I use and some of the equipment that I use. Thanks for checking out my video. And please give me a thumbs up and be sure to check out some of my other videos on this channel. And please subscribe. If you get a chance, check out my other channel, the award-winning Chinese cooking channel.